Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sheena's Garden. I hope that you're all staying cool. I went out this morning. I didn't go out yesterday. It was just too hot, and you can tell the plants are suffering. This is corn and some squash. It's actually doing pretty good, but it's in semi-shade. These are Everglade tomatoes and different tomatoes that I planted. This bed suffered while I was working on a new bed. The tubs, even with having a 2-inch water reservoir at the bottom, they are suffering. The heat is just too much. So I think I'm going to drag those into partial shade and give them a little bit of water before I come back in. But I know that isn't going to help because the heat of the day is coming up quick. It's just miserable. I mean, they're really struggling. But, once I water them, they always perk back up. So hopefully that'll be the case as well. Tomatoes are producing like crazy. It's so hot. And eggplants are doing good. This is also eggplant, and I let some radish go to seed so I can collect the seed. But yeah, they're just struggling. They're holding on though, so I'm not throwing in the towel yet. And I let this side go while I was working on the new garden. And I've got to go out and get some wood chips from my wood chip pile because summer's just began, and I can't even imagine. The peppers are making, seems like the growth is stunted because it got too hot too fast. The carrots, they're dry. I've got to give them water. The tubs usually work really, really well, but it's one of those things that you're just going to have to go out every day. And I keep extra buckets around to catch water that have tadpoles in them that eat the mosquitoes, and dragonflies come visit too, so that's good. So the mosquitoes aren't bad at all. Like I said, that's eggplant. My peppers are just really struggling, but they're making it. This is my new bed that I've been working on. It's full of peppers, tomatoes, and the next section down is sweet potatoes because they seem to like the heat. There's the ones that I planted last weekend. These I planted the weekend before, but the ones on the other side I planted last weekend, and they're struggling just like the tomato starts that I put out. They're struggling, and I don't have any shade cloth, but next year that's definitely going to be on my to-do list, or plant more of a cover on the other side, a tree line of fruit trees, so that further in the evening it'll get some shade. That seemed to work out really good in the front. Everything that's exposed to sun all day is what's struggling. But yeah, like I said, these tomatoes are really struggling. But if we can get some rain and a few days with some cloud cover, they'll pop right back. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. They're saying that the heat dome's over us, and that July we should be getting some rain, so I'm hoping they're right. You never know. I mean, they guess. I think this area, tomatoes and peppers, it's doing really well, but it has the dappled sun in the morning, so it has a little bit of extra help. I did the heavy hitter okra. It's growing slow. Oh my gosh, it's going so slow. So I'm hoping that it does well. So I'm just going to keep fighting it and hope that it works out. I mean, I'm not going to throw in the towel. I'm just not a quitter. But hopefully, everything rebounds. I did give it a little bit of water before I went in the tubs. So hopefully that helps it look a little bit better when I go back out there this evening. I'll go back out with my headlamp on when it starts to get dark, so it's a little bit cooler. At least the sun ain't on me, because that kills me. But I got a little bit of picking to do. So tomatoes are finally starting to ripen a little bit. The bug pressure seems to be going down a little bit. I did, however, see a squash bug on my tomato, but that's because I'm still working on getting my squash in the ground. And I plan on doing, it's time for me to start my fall crops so that I'll have fresh starts to put out come August. So we'll see. I'm just taking it day by day, see what happens. I worked too hard to get all this stuff to grow, seeding all this stuff. So we're going to go all the way, and I do have extra starts still, so if I need to replace some here and there, I can do it. I got to pull up my onions some point today. I plan on pickling some of those and curing them. Even the small ones cure great. The roselle that I just passed, it's doing pretty good. But everything just really seems stunted. I'm gonna pull up this grass and these weeds. I have my stirrup hoe, and I think it'd be a good time to use it. But I'm gonna start throwing grass clippings, wood chips, and just go ahead and use this opportunity to start building the bed for next year. And then I'll get some uh, beans in the garden to, after everything dies out, to get some nitrogen back in the soil. There is a squash bug. It's funny how you see stuff on the camera, but when you're recording, you don't even notice. But I don't really use pesticides, so, considering I'm still fighting the aphids. However, I did find that the aphids really like Johnson grass. So the Johnson grass by the ditch is full of aphids, but it also full of ladybugs. So, at least that's one good thing, I guess. As long as I stay off of my eggplant and my pepper plants, I'll be a happy camper. And hopefully everything rebounds. But Friday and Saturday, it's supposed to be in the hundreds, high 90s this week. So I'm not really looking too forward to that. So this is the area that I let go while I was working on the other area. And the plants, I guess, a good thing for the weeds and stuff, because they seem to look better with the weeds because the soil seems to be holding a little bit more moisture. Have a great day, everyone.